What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the It's Been Real podcast, episode 14.
14, buddy, 14.
Let's go.
Let's go.
It's a long time to be doing something every week.
Yeah, 14 weeks.
14 weeks.
Can you
What is
believe that?
that? What's that, like 3.5 months?
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of crazy. You know what it is?
What?
When this podcast gets posted, I think it's Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve.
Christmas Eve!
Christmas is coming!
So, yeah, this drops Christmas Eve at 7 p.m.
Yeah.
So, literally 5 more hours,
Yeah.
and it is Christmas Day.
Wow.
So, happy holidays, everybody. We're so happy that you have joined in on our podcast on Christmas Eve. We have a very exciting podcast.
Yeah. Very exciting. Very exciting.
Yeah, we're gonna do our gift opening for one another. We didn't go stupid crazy on it.
No, just something simple.
Yeah, just something small. And then we're going to just do our regular podcast. Involve God a lot in this one because, Christmas, we're celebrating God. We're not celebrating the gifts that we open. We're not celebrating, all the stuff that we think we celebrate. This is God's day.
I agree.
So
to go into it, since you already got it on your mind on the forefront, won't you go ahead and tell us your verse of the week, buddy?
verse of the week. Okay, so I'm gonna go a little simple. Okay, and I'm only pulling up my phone because I don't want to say the wrong things.
Okay.
It's John 3:16,
That's right.
and it says, "For this is how God loved the world; He gave His one and only Son, so that everyone who believes in Him will not perish but have eternal life."
That's right.
So, just believe in God. That's all you gotta do.
Yeah.
You understand that?
I get it.
And we'll get more into it after you share your verse.
Oh, you want me to share mine before you can? Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
All right. Well, let me get mine up because I don't want to misspeak on mine. Mine's not very popular. All right. It's not a popular verse. All right. So my verse of the week is going to be Luke 18:27, which says, "What is impossible for people is possible with God." It's a good one.
Can you read that again?
What is impossible for people is possible with God.
I love it.
It's a good one.
That is a good one.
Yeah. So, I've been stuck. I ain't gonna lie. I've been stuck trying to figure out my personal life.
You're stuck in the mud, buddy.
Dude, it's for like the last 3 weeks now. I've just been kind of, there's hills and valleys.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I feel like I've been in this valley forever. And now I don't mind being in the valley on some things, which I know is terrible to say. Like, it's pretty bad to say. But some things I don't mind being in the valley on. But trying to get an answer, I've been praying a lot. I've been trying to do some research, and I've been in the Word a lot more, trying to figure out what I need to do as far as learning about my personal life and how to better myself to be able to find somebody to share my personal life with.
Yeah.
And I've just been stuck in the middle of a bunch of different questions and stuff that I'm trying to work on with myself. And so, to me, it feels like it's impossible to ever find somebody that will live up to, how God says that a woman should live up to. And it's just, especially in this generation, dude, people are just going off the wall crazy. And it's really hard to find somebody that is on the same level as you.
Yeah.
And I've been struggling a lot with that and a lot with just deepening my personal mindset because I've been focused on business since I was like 16 years old. So it's like hard to get out of the business mindset and get back into a personal mindset, but still have the business there. So I've been struggling a lot with that. And I've just been having to give it to God. Like, God, just give me a sign. Take care of this. Help me fix it. Tell me what you need me to do.
Yeah.
And it's just the patience that He is letting me sit and wait on is a struggle. But I believe we'll have good answers soon enough.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I kind of want to talk about. God is going to give you, like, okay, you pray for it. over and over and over again. I think you said this one podcast that you may pray for something and then that's not going to come true when you want, and it's because it's not in the right time.
Right.
There's a reason why God's not giving you what you want right now.
Yeah.
It's not that he's not going to give you what you want.
Right.
But right now, be patient and just keep praying about it, and it'll, one day, it'll happen. I mean, there's so many people say there's always somebody out there God put on this earth for you.
Yeah.
So I understand it's frustrating. You're getting older. It sucks because you see people around you getting married.
Mm-hmm.
You see people around you, living their lifestyles, having a baby. And it sucks. I get it. But there's a reason why God gives you the business side of things.
Yeah, and there's a time that the personal will come out. I'm just trying to learn more about my personal life and kind of maneuver it because I haven't messed with it in so long.
Yeah.
Like, as soon as I started homeschooling, bro, personal life,
out the window.
Out the window, bro.
Yeah.
I had nothing to do with my personal life up until, recently I'm like, wow, this is crazy. I've made it this far in my business life, and it feels like my personal life is still on a 16-year-old level. I need to work on that.
Yeah. And that could be a good prayer,
Yeah.
Help me build my personal life, or help me, find a way to maneuver from business and personal. But just know it's all in time.
Yeah.
God has a reason why he hadn't given you, what you want. There's a whole reason.
Yeah. I
So,
believe that.
Yeah. You got anything else?
No, what do you got to going on?
Yeah, so I got a few questions that I want to ask you. So every Thursday I have a grow group that I go to.
Okay. Like at church?
Yeah, it's for the church. It's just it's young adults, young married couples.
Okay. Yeah.
We all get together and we just talk about. And this past couple of times we've been talking about the Lord's Prayer.
Okay.
And stuff like that. But what I want to get into is, and this is shout out to Justin. He's the leader for this group, and he asked us this question Thursday night, and it really sat with me.
Okay.
And I was like, this is something I want to talk about on the podcast, because I know before, and I'll say it's about temptation and stuff, and I know before on the podcast we've talked about God tempting us, or God all this, and this is where I want to kind of change our mindset on that. And this is a question I have for you. It says, do you think God might test us?
Yes.
100%, right? So it says, Justin texted me this, and he said, we actually see tests all throughout the Bible. In the biblical story, God appoints humans as his representatives to rule the world, and that opportunity presents them with a test. So, whenever God puts us on this earth, just to kind of dumb it down, because I was having to dumb it down for myself earlier. Okay. So, but God appoints humans, so us, as his representatives. So we're on this earth, and he put us on here to rule the world. And the reason why what rule the world really means is to go out and to bring
spread him.
Yeah, spread his word, and to bring new Christians into
church.
Church, and just basically spreading his name across everything.
Yeah.
So that's what he means by that. And so the second question that I have is, to answer your first question, yes, he does. It's all throughout the Bible and all that. Second question is, will they partner with God and rule by his wisdom, or break away from God and operate by their own wisdom? So basically the question is if we bring somebody in, right, to Christianity, will they now take on the responsibility to go out and spread his word? Or are they just going to be like, look, I got it. Am I just going to hang on to it for myself? Am I just going to walk away from it? So basically the question is what will they do? you know? And that's not really a question that you
I was
can
about to say, I
answer.
can't answer for
No.
them.
No, and I get that. But it's just like, it's just a thinking question. Like,
yeah, it's
what
really
will
just up to
people do?
them. But you can usually tell, like, when you bring somebody to God, like when you brought that lady to God. I've done it multiple times throughout my lifetime of bringing people to God. Like, there has been times where I have tried to bring people to God, and, like, they go further than I currently am.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not necessarily bragging, and I'm not necessarily saying that it was all me, but when I first started at my job, my boss was not into any of that. And I was going to work every morning, and I have what's called a Kairos journal, which basically states questions like, which verse do you want to learn for this week? So you write it down every day, and then what your prayer is for the day, and what you want to accomplish, and then at the end of the day, you'll reflect, how was God there for you today? So I used to do that every day, and I would read, a little bit in my Bible when I would first get to work in the mornings. And he started picking up on that, and then he started, like, asking questions about it. And that was, like, there for a while that we would get into, like, 2-hour-long conversations in the middle of work about talking about that kind of stuff. And now he has, like, outdone me, bro. Like, he's on his own path. He sets aside time every morning. He gets up in the morning. He sets aside time to prayer, reading his Bible, and listen to whatever he has to listen to for that day. He chooses to do all of that every day every week, which is great. But then on the other hand, when you have somebody that still isn't fully in, that doesn't understand really, because some people need, like, facts, and some people don't think facts is just facts.
Yeah.
They think that it has to be, like, proven right there in front of them, and that's not always the case. Those are the people that's kind of like, okay, I'll kind of dabble in it.
Yeah.
But I think it's really just personal preference within people, but you can tell when you are talking to them about it.
Yeah. Well, so this is what he said after that question. He said, while God intends this test to strengthen them, there's another voice that twists God's good test into a trap that tempts humans to trust their own wisdom.
Yeah.
So yes, God presents good testing moments for people, but the evil one prevents traps, and we get to decide whose voice we will trust. Jesus knows that life is full of choices that will force us to choose who or what we will trust. So he teaches us to pray for deliverance from the evil one. So basically, like you said, God don't tempt us at all. Just no doubt about it. God does not tempt us. And it's not even the devil that tempts us. Okay?
Sometimes it's ourselves.
Exactly. So living in this world, and we have a worldly brain, that's what tempts us. Now, when we get tempted, God turns those temptations into a test. And so, like, let's say this person in front of me dropped $1, right? And this is just little small things. Yeah. But let's say somebody dropped $1 in front of me, and I saw that dollar, okay? And I'm like, man, I can go. All I needed was $1 to go to Taco Bell and get me a daggum chicken cantina bowl. Or, sorry, I got very specific there.
I was about to say, hold on. I want to know what Taco Bell you're going to get that for $1.
No, I'm just saying I needed an extra $1.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Right. Or am I going to return that $1?
Yeah.
And that's the test. Yeah, it was tempting to see that $1 fall on the floor and that lady just keep walking. It was tempting to just put that in my pocket and save it for myself. But, being Christians and being, representatives of God.
Yeah, I'm not trying to test him, bro.
No.
Let me give you your $20 back.
Here you go.
Yep, because I do not want to find the other end of me keeping it.
No. So that was something that I just wanted to share. I felt like, somebody might need to hear it.
Was that not 2 questions? I thought you said you had 3 questions.
I'm not done.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you was ending it. Okay.
No, I'm ending this part.
Okay.
So, but yeah, I just felt like somebody needed to hear that about temptation, and just know God is not going to tempt you, and He's going to test you.
Right.
So just know that, and just know to be a good person, right?
Yeah, God gives you your free will. Like, He can't take away your free will.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of His main things. Like, He cannot force you to do something or to not do something. He cannot take that away.
I guess He can take it away, but He gives it to us to understand what we're like, if we're going to actually stay in line with God. He does that for a reason.
Yeah, he gives us free will.
Yeah, he gives us the free will. He don't have to, like, we don't have it. You know what I'm saying? Like, hold on. We have the free will, but God can take that away from us. God can make
I don't think he can. I don't think he will. I mean, he can. I don't
I
think
was
he's
about to say,
going
he
to.
can do anything you want.
I don't think he's going to.
No, I don't
Like,
think
he's
he
not
is
going
either.
to so that he can have his tests and tribulations.
Exactly.
Trials and tribulations, I'm sorry.
Yeah, and that's exactly. So, speaking of free will, but let's see. So,
Speaking of free will, but that was a mix of emotions there. Anyways, go ahead.
I'm confused.
I was too. That's why I said.
Okay. Anyways, so this question is, I actually heard this on a podcast, and it was a TikTok video and then a podcast, and I kind of combined them together because I thought it was really good.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the questions is, if God is constantly forgiving people, then why does he send them to hell? Okay. God created us as his children, right? Okay. You're with me?
Mm-hmm.
Why would he send his children to hell? Okay. So, I heard this other podcast, and I thought it was a really good question. I mean, why would he? Like, I wouldn't send Loxley to hell no matter what she does to me. But God has, the question is, okay, or the answer to that I got is, if somebody came up to your door, right, and they knocked on your door, and you're having a family gathering, somebody knocked on your door, and you open it up, like, hey man, can I come in? Are you going to let them in?
Yeah, probably.
Okay, well, the answer should have been no.
No, it should have been. There's no should have been. The answer to you is no.
Okay, well, to me, I'm not going to you don't know who that person is standing at your front door.
Nope.
Right?
God don't either.
Yes, he does.
Exactly.
But I'm asking you a question. I want you to answer.
Okay,
with
so
your
if it's
own
some like dude that's showed up with
That's
like
what I'm
a gun
saying.
on his hip, like looks like he from the hood, and he's just like, "Hey, can I come in?" I'm probably not gonna let him in. But if it's somebody that looks like normal, that's just
why would you do that?
why would
why?
I not let him in?
No, why would you let some guy that looks normal in there?
Because
Why?
he has a different. Even if the guy with the gun on his hip, if he was like, "Hey man, look, I don't have a family. Is it okay if I just come in and join?" Come on, bro. But if it was somebody that like was not there for that reason, then no.
I get where you're going with that, and I understand, and it's nice of you. But if you had a child, if you had a wife, if you had your whole family in there,
Bro, I
and
know
you
my
don't
family gonna take care of me though.
but listen, let's say you're the head of the household, okay? You have nobody else, and that random guy comes up, knocks on your door.
Okay, so are we talking like my whole family or like just me, my wife, and my kid?
We can talk about whatever.
If
but
it's
I'm
just me, my wife,
saying.
and my kid, I'm not letting anybody in.
Okay.
But if it's
That's
me and
all
my
I'm
family, I will let somebody in because I know my family's going to have my back if they was to do some sketchy stuff.
Okay, let's say they didn't have anything. Let's say nothing. No weapons, no fighting, but this guy has it all. This guy could do whatever he wants whenever he walks in. Are you going to let that guy in?
There's some circumstances that I might.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, and this is just opinion, and I get why you're doing it. It's nice, but I would not let somebody in that I don't know. And that was the whole reason for that question, is why would
I got
God...
a question. No, before we get into that, I got a question. All the friends you have, how did you meet them?
What do you mean?
How did you meet them?
Just in passing.
Did you know them?
Just in passing.
Did you know them?
But did I let him in my house?
Eventually.
No.
I'm standing right here, buddy.
Yeah, but I got to know you.
Right.
I'm talking about a
But
stranger
beforehand, you
coming into
didn't know
your
me.
house, bro.
But beforehand, you didn't know me.
But it wasn't in my house.
It wasn't very long.
But I got to know you, and I know
Not really.
Yes, really.
Bro, we hung out one time.
No.
And
we
then the
worked
next
at
time,
Ace.
went to your house.
Bro, no. We literally hung out.
Okay, even if it wasn't me, if it was somebody else.
Okay, I hang out with them before I just bring them over to my house.
Okay.
I don't want some random person that
even
I don't
if you
know.
didn't bring them to your house, if you're hanging out with them, that's still you being vulnerable enough to be around somebody else that you don't even know.
But it's not putting my child or my wife in danger. If I'm just out and I'm chit-chatting with somebody, then fine, I'll put myself in danger. Right. But I'm just chit-chat. But if it's my wife, my family,
See, that's what I'm saying. If it's my wife and kids, I'm not letting nobody in. But if it's my other family, I'll let somebody in.
Okay, well, think about this. God opens the door to somebody that he don't know anymore. God opens that door, those golden gates, and he comes out and he's looking at you and he's like, I don't know you.
Right.
So the question...
That's who goes to hell.
Right. But like that was the whole thing. It's like people ask the question, why would God send us all to, or most of us to hell, or some of us to hell if we're his children? But he opens that gate up and he's like, dude, I don't know you anymore. But think about it. Whenever he's opening that gate, you know who's behind him? All of his children. Mm. So he's not going to let some stranger walk into his gate, his kingdom of heaven. So, and that was my whole argument, is if you don't know God and you're like, oh, I lived a good life, I lived okay, but I lived it without God. When you walk up those stairs, those golden stairs, and you see the golden gates, and you see those angels, and you see, all that stuff that's in Revelations, if you open up that gate, or he opens up that gate and he looks at you, he's like, bro, I don't know you. And that's the whole thing.
Well, hold on now. Like I was talking about in the last podcast,
mm-hmm.
So there was these things called Pharisees.
Right.
And the Pharisees, they made basically the rules on how you had to follow God. Like you had to fast this many times, you had to pray this many times, you had to do this, you had to do that. But yet on Judgment Day, when they came to God, he said, "Be away from me, I never knew you."
Right. Okay.
So they did everything and anything under the sun and got to know him and all that other stuff. But why didn't they let them in? Why didn't he let them in?
So I don't know the answer to that question.
Right.
But
so why wouldn't he let a stranger in? I think it's a little bit different than that. I think that there is a reason that he is sending you to hell, not because he doesn't know you, but there's a dead end set reason.
But you just said, like, he says, separate, like, depart from me. Like, yeah. I never knew you.
But they did everything under the sun.
So what do you, like,
but exactly, so when he says depart from me, I never knew you, it's not that he didn't know who they were, it's that they did not follow the way that he agreed that he wrote for them to follow exactly, but they felt like they were because they were doing all of this stuff that was in God's name and that
but
and the other.
How were they living their life outside of that? See, I don't know the story. Who knows? But you got to think, there's these things called, and we talked about it, but just basically people that just all talk and then they go out and do other things. So that could be like them, and I don't know, so don't quote me because I don't know the whole this story, and I'm gonna have to search it and research it and stuff. But God sets us in a, like, he wants us to live this 24/7. He don't want us to live this just one day out of the week on Sundays. He don't want us to live this only 2 days out of the week. He wants us 24/7. We need to be praying. We need to be studying. We need to be reaching out to other people. We need to be doing all of this stuff. And yes, they might have hit a few boxes, but what were they doing with the other
That was
hours?
all they did.
24/7, that's all they did.
That's what it says in the Bible. It's about the Pharisees.
Well,
but yet on Judgment Day, when they went to him, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure I'm right because I have heard the story multiple times. But on Judgment Day, God said, "Be away from me, I never knew you."
Okay. Well,
so
I mean,
and also the most broken people usually come to God. It don't matter if you're a gangbanger. It don't matter if you do this, that, and the other. When they find God, as long as you have a, what do they call it? A mustard seed of faith that you're going to heaven, that you're going.
So, yeah, I mean, then there's something behind that, and that's something that I'm gonna have to talk to somebody that's a little bit more experienced than me.
Me too.
I'm not very, and we've made this clear,
We don't know everything. That's what I'm saying. I don't know everything. That's just what I've heard.
No.
And that's just my outlook on Judgment Day. That's
Mhm.
how I view Judgment Day. God isn't going to stand there and be like, I don't know you, because he knows everybody.
Yeah.
Like, he knows it doesn't matter if they never read the word of God ever before in their life. He knows you because he made you.
You want to know something? I'm sorry, this little side. I forgot that we were recording. Like, guys, this is literally like a real thing that we do 24/7.
I wasn't paying attention to it. I'm just telling you, that's just my
That's
view
so
of
funny,
it.
though. But no, I get what you're saying. I understand. I mean,
Yeah.
it's, but I mean, we're not here to know everything. What we do know in our Bible is what we follow. And
yeah, and that's what we'll have to do research on, is to back up what we're trying to say.
mean, yeah, I don't know.
I don't
mean,
remember where in the Bible it talks about that. I couldn't even say something if I tried. I don't remember. But
Yeah.
I've also heard it be talked about on a podcast. Me and my parents have talked about it multiple times. Me and Chris has talked about it. Like, it don't matter. It just gets
I'll
brought up a
definitely-
lot.
I'll reach out to somebody and we'll try to figure that out.
Yeah.
Because that's a good question. I want to know that.
It's good something to find out.
Yeah. So another thing that I got is, and this is kind of a fun fact, or kind of something that it is odd. I'm trying to see if we have an angel on our Christmas. I don't think we do, but in our Christmas village.
No.
Whenever you see an angel, what do you see? What gender do you see?
I've never seen a gender.
On an angel?
Mm-mm.
Yes, you have.
No, I haven't.
Okay, well, even that's wrong. Because
I don't think so. Because
No,
it
it
doesn't
is.
say what gender it is in
yes,
the Bible.
it is. It's masculine.
Okay, it can be masculine. That doesn't
It's a
mean that
male. It's a male.
masculine doesn't mean male.
But they have male names.
Okay.
So all of them.
But
all
all
the
angels are not males.
Yes, they are. Every single one that it describes in the Bible, and
Like what?
that was the question, huh?
Like what?
They're masculine.
Okay.
They're.
You're telling me that there ain't a woman bodybuilder?
I'm not saying that, but I'm not. I mean, it's all male names.
I usually just see him as like a
A woman,
no.
and so that yes,
I don't
every
see him as a
single-
woman. I've always only seen him as like a figure of light, like an orb, a shadow, or a like not manifested face.
No. You're talking about like actually seeing an angel.
Oh yeah.
No, I'm talking about like if you go into a store and you buy an angel action figure.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you was talking about. Okay.
No.
Yeah. I was about to say, because I personally, like, I've seen like angelic things, but I've never seen a gender. I've only seen like.
I got you. Okay.
So you're talking
I was
about an
getting
actual
so, like-
thing.
I was like, what are you talking
yeah,
about?
you're talking about an actual like figurine.
Yes.
Yeah, they're all females.
Right, and that's crazy.
Yeah.
Because every single one of them that they name in the Bible is a male's name, and it's masculine.
Yeah.
So where did we come up with the idea of having a female for an angel? Nothing against it. I'm just saying it's.
I think it's because it's always viewed, because men aren't viewed the way that women are. I think that they womanize the angel figure because women have a more kind, more gentle, and so on and so forth heart than men.
Yeah,
do.
but that's against the Bible.
It is.
So
But
like,
that's
why did they put that in production? Because that's not.
Who knows?
And people that buy.
Who's the first one that ever put it into production?
Oh no!
Oh, I thought you came prepared, bro. My bad.
bro. You thought I came out with boom.
I thought you was about to be like, actually, let me just tell you.
Actually, in Kansas, no.
Mr. Angelica brought Mrs. Angelica made the very first one.
No, but it's crazy that to think about, that situation. It's a man, and why is it all female?
And it's the same thing with people when they ask why do you think God is a man? And it's like, because we call him Father. I mean, that's kind of a given.
Right. So God don't have a gender though.
Right. He's just God.
God is He.
Yeah.
And
he.
It's
And
not,
there's a lot of people that be arguing, well, if it's he, it's a male. And it's like, no, it's just he.
It's just like I know how to explain it, but I don't know how to say it out loud.
Yeah. I understand.
Like it's just
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
Because I know what it means, but it's hard to put into words for somebody because they don't understand it.
Yeah.
Like, he don't have chromosomes, bro. He's God, but
Yeah.
he's still he.
yeah. It's just
He's
like,
not she.
yeah. I don't know. What else was there? There was something else. Oh, do you know, like, people think, like, hell, okay?
Okay.
When you picture hell, what do you picture?
Probably a repeat of everything bad that's happened in my life.
Okay. So you don't picture, like, flames everywhere, the devil and demon, nothing. Okay. Well, I mean,
A lot of people do though.
yes. So if you're one of those people, you know, I don't think it ever. I can't. I
don't
can't
know
say
for
that.
yeah. I was about to say we don't know for sure if it states that that's how it is.
But God did say hell is separation away from me.
Yeah.
That's what hell is.
Yeah.
So to go into more, because some people might be like, "Oh, I don't have God right now anyway, so it don't matter to me." Like, oh, that's fine. God's separation from God. Oh, whatever, you know. But you got to think about God hand created all of us.
Yeah.
Flesh and bones.
Yep.
So you're separated from God. You don't have that no more,
Right.
bro. Think about that.
Yeah.
That's crazy. You don't have the way you love anymore. You don't have the way you think anymore. You have nothing.
And that's why you think that you're fine.
Yeah.
Because I've been through that. I've been to where I'm like so far from God, and eventually you just get to the point, and this is just from my experience, not everybody's experience, but when you get so far away from God that you just like basically deceive him for the problems that you've had in your life. Because I've been through some shoot, for lack of better words. But there was a time that I was like, bro, you ain't done nothing for me. Like, I'm done. And like, once you do that, like, your emotions go like away, basically. It's almost like your mind is just in this black hole of nothingness, and you go fully numb to everything. You have no emotion at all. You have nothing. And then it's like when that something happens, and I was through that with so long, like my grandfather died, didn't cry, didn't care, nothing happened. The only time that brought me back to my emotions was when Dustin died. And that was the day that I bawled, and I was just like, I can't be doing this anymore. And then I started reaching back out to God, and then I've, dibble-dabbled ever since then. But this year, I know for sure I've been in it hardcore because I'm like, bro, I ain't trying to be away from him again. My life is crap when I'm away from him. And it's your own version of hell, basically.
Yeah. And that's something that I heard, and I never knew that because I was like always thinking hell is God literally is like doing that, like pointing down, go burn, type deal. And I was terrified of it. And now that I know that it's separation from God, now I'm like, oh my gosh, like that's even more like scarier to me than just like being in hell.
Yeah, it's
or
just
being in
terrible.
like fire, and because you literally have nothing.
Yeah.
And another thing is, all the money that we have, like I don't think people realize that it's God's money. And that's why, like, if you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, everything that we have in our life is because of God. God put us on this earth. God gave us a great job. God gave us a relationship with family. God gave us literally all this stuff. And we take every single thing for granted. And it's insane because it's God's.
Yeah, and it's just like with this podcast. When we was first doing it, like we was really deep into it, trying to make money and all this other stuff. And then when we started talking about God, like I know that y'all have noticed, we haven't been posting on TikTok a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
We haven't been posting on Instagram a whole lot. We ain't been making shorts a whole lot because we kind of just fell off of trying to make money. Like we don't care about the money. If it makes money, cool. But if it don't make money, that's not what we're here for. That's not what we're trying to do here. We're trying to have fun and teach people about God. We don't know everything about God, but we're learning, and as we're learning, y'all get to be on that path with us, and that's what we care about the most.
Yeah. And that's the whole thing of, me and him arguing there for a minute and trying to figure out, this whole situation. I mean, it's like we feed off of each other, and we want to show that we don't know everything. We don't know every answer. We're not those people that can go into a college campus and people surround us and ask us questions, and we're like, I don't know, sorry, man.
Yeah,
I
and
don't
that's
know.
something that I had to like repent on because like I was getting, for lack of better words, pissed because I would make shorts and I would text them to him and tell him to post them throughout the week, and they would already be done, and he wouldn't even post them, and like I was getting so mad, and then finally I was like, God, just take care of it, and God was like, I don't have nothing to take care of. That's your problem, and I was like. What you mean, bro?
So
What
is
you
that a
that's
little
my
shot
problem?
at the pod,
Dude.
in the podcast? You're pissed?
No, not
Oh,
anymore.
Okay. All right,
No,
cool.
no.
Yeah,
No,
'cause
this
we're
is
about to
saying
go ham.
no.
I'm
This
about
is
to take
saying
your
that I had to repent from that because I
Yeah.
was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean it's my problem? And like, there was a time that like we was having conversation about it, and he was like, bro, the podcast isn't here for money. What are you here to do the podcast for? That's the only reason you want TikToks posted anyways, is to get your followers and get this up so that you can make this much amount of money. You can quit your job and do this other stuff. And I'm like, my bad, bro. I didn't mean it
My
like that. I got you,
Yeah.
God. Cool. I'm just not doing it. I'm just not going to care. And
Yeah.
then I don't, because that's not what the podcast is for. The podcast is not to make money. The podcast is not to have 100 billion followers. It's just made for us to sit here, have a conversation, bounce off of each other on different stuff that has happened to us within our spiritual life and our in-person life, and just have fun with it. That's all this is about.
Yeah.
And I had to learn that. And buddy, he knocked me in the side of the head. He says, "You better quit your." I was like, "Yes, sir. I got you. I'm sorry, God. I'm sorry, bro."
Yeah.
Yeah. So
No, it's definitely, it's fun doing these podcasts, and I was looking forward to coming down here and debating with you about these
I like
silly
debating.
things.
we
Yeah,
need
I
to
do
come up
too.
with more debates. I
Yeah,
like
we
the
definitely
debates.
do. It's fun. But I do like sitting here and being in front of a camera, posting it on YouTube, and just let it do what it's got to do.
Yeah.
If God thinks somebody's in a hard time he's like, somebody's praying right now probably, and they're like, God, why are you tempting me? And then they go on YouTube and they see this,
And it's
and
like,
they
oh,
click
he's
on
not
it, and they're
tempting
like,
me.
bro, that's not tempting.
Here's a
That's
challenge.
chess.
I got a challenge for y'all. Any non-believer or anybody that you know is going through this, that you may have a feeling is going through this, send them this podcast and send them the time that they need to watch it to, and let them watch it and let us know some feedback. Let us know in the comments if you do it or if it helped anybody that you sent it to, because
Yeah,
that was
I like that.
pretty good.
Yeah, I also think another thing is, if you have somebody that don't believe in God, if you're a Christian, then I encourage you to invite them to your church. I encourage you to send them a Bible verse, and honestly, like, we would love for you to send them our podcast, but you don't have to do that.
Yeah.
You can send them literally anything related to God and let God do the work. Pray
Yeah.
for them.
God's gonna work in their life.
Yeah.
And a lot of people say, and this is going back to the podcast, but a lot of people say, God gives you the opportunity if you work for it. And it's not that we're not working to try to make the podcast big. It's just the fact that we're not at a place right now to be working on trying to get billions of followers, that we're in a place where we really just want to hang out and talk about God. That's all we really care
Yeah.
about. So
Yeah.
that's where we're at
I like it. You got anything else?
on that note.
Well, we're going to jump into our second segment of everyday life. And I got another question for you. You ready?
We're hitting on the questions today,
Do
buddy.
you know how smart crows are?
Like the bird?
Yeah.
I mean, they die a lot. I wouldn't think they're that smart.
They are like the smartest animal, probably not the smartest animal, but they are like the smartest bird. If you do something to a crow, that crow will remember your
revenge.
face.
And it'll put revenge on
Yeah.
you. Yeah.
Do you also know that if you give a crow gifts and stuff, what it will do is, like, there's crows out there that will go and pick up money and then bring it back to you as respect.
Yeah.
And you give them a gift.
Yeah.
Or they'll come and bring you, like, watches or
Mhm.
whatever. Like, crows are so smart. There's this guy on TikTok, and he did this little obstacle course for a squirrel at one point, and it was like a whole bunch of squirrels in his backyard, and they completed the obstacle course. And he did one with a crow that he had, right? So there were stages. I think there was like 4 or 5 stages. I don't know. I'll kind of go through them. So the first stage was he had picture frames of, he had 3 different pictures, and only one of them had his face on them. Mm-hmm. And if he rang that bell, then the crow goes on to the second phase. And it rotated. So like one time it was on the far left side, and it rang the bell. And there was like disguises too, like hats and all that stuff. But it rang the right one, and then it did it again, and then it rang the second one, and it unlocked something for the next one. And I think it was like a coin or something. So then the crow had to go and put the coin in like the slot or whatever, and it dropped something else. And then the next one was like, the crow had to go and stack cups from bigger to smaller. And he had to stack them all. And then whenever he did all that, then the next one would open up. And it did that. And what was crazy was the last cup was one of the stages before. So it flew back over there and grabbed that cup and then put it back in the right spot. And it opened up the next phase. And then there was a phase where it was like this glass bottle, and it had this rod. And what the crow had to do is figure out that it had to bend the end of the rod to pick this thing up to unlock the next phase. So it put the thing, like the rod, into the glass bottle. It actually did that, and then it was like, oh, nothing's going on. It bent the end of the rod and picked that thing up and unlocked the next level. And it's like, how are crows this smart?
Dang.
Dude, I want you to watch that video. We'll watch it here in a bit. It was so insane.
That's crazy.
I mean, like, I never knew that crows were that smart.
Yeah, that's wild.
They're insanely smart.
I've never heard of that. Like, I thought the smartest birds was parrots because they can talk.
No. Let me, I want to look up, I meant to look this up before we sat down. I want to know how far back a crow can remember your face.
Okay. It's a good question.
For years. They can hold grudges against people who threaten them for up to 17 years.
Dang.
It will remember
That's
you
freaking
for
crazy, bro.
17 years.
Wow.
Crows can recognize faces in crowds and associate them with danger or friendliness. They can also respond to facial expressions.
Bro, I ain't messing with no crow, dog. Hey, crows, y'all can have y'all's fun. I don't care. You can eat all the worms in my yard I got.
It is insane. Crows can pass on their knowledge of dangerous people to their friends. So, like...
Oh, they can pass on...
Bro, they can literally talk to each other. Like,
bro,
hey, bro, that guy right there...
Yeah, but think about it. If a crow that has this grudge against this one person in 16 years meets another crow and is sitting there with each other and they see him and he's like, hey, bro, look, that guy right there, he's no good. You need to work on him. Then that one goes another... Bro!
Whoa! Ain't that crazy?
That's wild.
Who knew that crows were that?
I don't know.
Let's
That's
see
crazy.
if there's some other things.
I ain't messing with no crow, that's for sure.
They can mimic human speech, use tools, and gather for what?
You ever heard a crow mimic? Mm-mm. Dude, that's about the scariest thing in my life. You ever heard a crow mimic a little girl scream? Dude, we'll look it up after the podcast, but it is like dead on. Like, I think I have seen something where, like, on TikTok where this guy said it was like the front page was like crows can mimic human voice. And I was like, I don't believe that. So I watched it, and it was like a 10-minute TikTok video when they first started doing 10 minutes. And he was like going into different things. Like, they can't mimic like how you talk, but they can mimic a specific action, like a scream or like a belch or any kind of something like that. Like, and this little girl, or he had his daughter, and there was a crow that would like hang out on their window, and like he told her to scream. Just scream randomly in the house, and she did. and the crow flew away. And in the middle of the night, the crow flew over to his window because it's on like surveillance video camera footage that has audio. Flew over to his window and did that scream. And he thought that something had happened to his daughter. So he like jumped up and ran in his daughter's room and she was just asleep. And I'm like, bro, a crow does that to me, dog. I'm freaking out.
Dude, that's crazy. Bro, crows are intelligent.
That's pretty crazy. Yeah.
Who would have known, too? Like, I knew that crows could remember faces.
Yeah,
I didn't know they could do all the stuff that they can do.
Yeah, I didn't either.
They're smart.
Excuse me. Yeah.
No, you're good.
I've been yawning like the past couple minutes. My bad.
It?
No, I'm not. I just.
Oh, my wife's home.
Oh, is that what that was?
Hope so.
Well, I got one thing, and then we can get into the last parts of the podcast because
Okay.
I have no idea how long we've been doing this for.
I don't know either.
I don't even know when we started. But anyways, one thing I have.
Hold on. Can I make sure that's my wife walking upstairs?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see. Got a little door. Oh yeah, that's her. We're
Okay.
good.
Okay. Anyways, so I got one thing. So, and it's fast food. I know we talk about fast food a lot, but I was very impressed with this fast food place the other day.
You're impressed?
Impressed.
I don't want to hear it.
Wait till who it is. So, who do you think is probably the most disrespectful, worst fast food place to go to?
I'm gonna say my top 3.
Okay.
Number 1, Burger King.
Okay.
McDonald's.
Okay.
Crystals.
Okay. I agree with that. My number 1 used to be McDonald's up until this day.
Wow.
Shout out to the McDonald's in Madison, Alabama. I don't know who you had hired that day, but I drive my little car up to the speaker, and they're saying, "Hey, how can I help you today?" Or, "Hey, welcome to McDonald's. How can I help you today?" And I was like, I want the 10-piece nugget with a large fry and caramel frappe. Can I substitute the caramel frappe for the drink? "Oh, yes, baby. Of course you can. Let me get that for you."
Wait.
I was like,
Why are you, wait, hold on.
What?
Real fast. What? It don't come with the caramel frappe.
No, I asked if I could sub the drink
sub
for
it for
the caramel
okay,
frappe.
sorry.
And she was
Got
like, "Yeah, baby,
confused.
let me get that put in for you." I was like, "Okay."
What
And then
sauce?
she was, "Yep." And then she was like, "What sauce would you like today?" And I was like, "Barbecue." And she was like, "Do you want 3 or maybe 4 of them?" And I was like, "Since when if I got asked? I want 4 while you're asking. Thank you." And then she was like, "Of course." So I got this, and this. "Anything else I can get for you today?" And I was like, "That'll be it." And then she was like, "Okay, 14.11, 10.11, whatever the price was. Please pull up to the first window for payment." I pull up to the first window, and she got a smile on her face. And she's like, "How are you doing today?" And I'm like, "I'm doing pretty good. How are you?" She's like, "Baby, I can't complain. I'm doing so good today." I was like, "Well, that's good." So I hand her my money. She gives me my card back, and we go to the second window. Second window, not the same person. You would think. There's no way I'm getting 2 in a row. That's nice.
Right.
You pull up to the second window, and dude opens the window. He's like, "Bro, I'll get that for you in just a minute. Did you have the caramel frappuccino as well?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "All right, I'm making it right now. Give me just a couple minutes, and I'll get it ready for you." And I was like, "Bro, have I hit my head today? I'm at McDonald's. What is going on here?" So I'm waiting or whatever, and he comes over there. He was like, "Hey, they're working on those fries. I know it's taking a minute." And mind you, I've been here for 45 seconds. Like, I'm not lying. I've been here for 45 seconds. He's like, "I know it's taking a minute. They're getting those fries out and ready so we can put them in the bag and give it to you." I was like, "All right, cool." So he hands me my food. He's like, "Let me go grab your Frappuccino. I'll be right back." He goes, grabs my Frappuccino, gives it to me. He was like, "Hey, man, I hope you have a blessed day today." I was like, "Dude, I hope you do too." Never in my life have I been to a McDonald's so nice. Ever. Like, usually McDonald's don't even get my order right, bro. Like,
Yeah.
how do you expect me to think that you're going to be nice? They got my order right, and they were nice. So shout out to whoever you hired that day, because they were good.
Crazy.
I was very happy with my day after that.
I want to give a round of applause
Yeah.
to McDonald's, Madison, Alabama.
That was a good one.
That's crazy. I've never been in a situation where I can say, "I love this McDonald's."
Yeah, me neither.
But I still end up going.
Me too.
Why? Why?
I don't know. Like, sometimes I'll just get that crave of like, man, I could really go for some chicken nuggets, and I do not want to go to Burger King.
I think it's kind of a situation of it's literally everywhere.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, for
Kind
sure.
of like Dollar Generals.
yeah,
Who shops at Dollar Generals?
like everybody.
Yeah, because they're everywhere.
Yeah, now they started making $2 in my city where I live. We have $2 Generals, a Dollar General Market, and a Dollar Tree, Family Dollar.
I wanna.
Within a 3-mile stretch. I'm like, bro, why?
Oh, speaking of, did y'all get y'all's y'all's drinks?
Not yet.
Y'all should go and get them today.
Okay. We'll see about it. I'll let them know.
Sorry,
I'll stop by on the way home, see if they're there. If they ain't there, you're getting in trouble.
I went to I was off my route on Monday, and I went to the gas station by his house, and I was like, "Hey, what do you want me to order?" And he's like, "I want this and this."
Did you get it in 2 liter?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Okay,
Yeah.
I'll check.
It's there. I promise. Unless somebody snatched them up.
I'll check.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you want to get into the gifts?
Yeah, we'll get into the gifts
Okay,
and
cool.
we'll wrap her on it.
All right.
All right.
Austin, I want you to open yours first.
Buddy,
No. I want you to open yours first.
why? I want you to open yours.
Dude, don't do this.
Dude, don't do it.
No, you hang up. Open yours first.
Okay.
I need to save that.
Oh, we got a big thing of paper in here?
Okay.
Is this just paper?
Is that all that's in that bag?
No.
Oh.
But I was just wondering if this was just
I guess
random
so.
paper you put in there.
I didn't do it. My wife did.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, okay.
All right. So that is. All right.
Okay.
The first thing is a highlighter.
Yep, been
There-
needing that.
Yeah, to highlight what you want
Okay.
in your Bible that stuck out to you. Those are little tabs that you can
put on the Bible.
Yep.
Yep, I like
And
that.
then that
This
is
is the
a-
1-year study Bible.
And it's chronological order. So it's like, because you know how the Bible's not in order.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so it's in order.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying?
Kinda.
I know it looks a little girly.
No, I'm just trying to see, like, what book. Oh, I see. Okay.
So it
I
tells
was trying to
you,
see what book we was in. Okay.
Yeah, so like Genesis
It's still
opens up
first.
the normal Bible,
Yeah.
but that's not like that kind of.
Oh, this is like what goes on. So, like, this is Chronicles. This
So
is
you know
Joshua.
how like Star Wars?
Yeah.
Kinda
Okay.
same way.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah,
I
thought
like
you
it.
would.
I
a
really
little
wish
something.
I would have thought about that because I found one and I was like, I don't know if we'd want to do that on the podcast, and I didn't order it, but I was gonna order
What?
you one of these as well.
Study Bible
Yeah,
or 1 year
the
Bible.
1-year Bible. Yeah.
Yeah, I thought you'd like it.
Yeah, dude, that's cool. I'll use it. I'll study it every night.
And it goes like day 1, and you read like.
I just
so
got
much.
one dumb question.
Mhm.
When it comes to Bible tabs,
Yeah.
you do know that this is in chronological order, right?
That's for your like other Bibles. and
Oh,
stuff.
okay. I thought it was for that one. I was like, that don't make any sense.
No,
But
no,
okay.
that's for
Yeah,
your
yeah,
other
fair enough, fair
Bibles,
enough.
and
I
they
like it.
they look cool.
I like it.
If you
you,
want to
dude.
return it, we can return it. Later.
Dude, no.
You're welcome, buddy.
This is such a good guy, y'all. I don't know if y'all know him or not. He's such a good dude.
That's right.
All right, so yours is kind of funnies.
Okay.
Little funnies.
Sparkly.
Yeah. I don't know where the sparkles came from.
Well,
So, yeah.
oh snap!
That's a nice one.
I
nice
need a
one.
new hat.
Yeah. New hats. Okay, so leave the good hat on your leg. And then put the other one down.
Put the other one on.
Down.
Oh.
Yeah. Little cup. It came with the hat.
Cup? I like it.
Yeah.
Oh, you wrapped this one.
I did wrap that one. That one's kind of like just to have on you at all times.
Oh heck yeah! I can,
Bro, it is like this small.
bro, I love this. It is a pocket vac.
Yeah. You just put it in the back little thingy in your
I like
car
that.
and have it at all times.
Heck yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there it
Yep. So the hat matches the shirt.
is. He is wheezing, bro. He told me before this podcast, he goes, "I got you a little something funny."
Yeah. That
I
ain't the
love
funny
this,
one though. That ain't the funny one. The funny one's still to come.
What's the funny? Oh, this ain't the funny shirt.
No.
I thought it was funny because it matched.
No.
Here we
It does
go.
match. This is the funny shirt.
Oh my gosh. Only dads.
Only dads, bro. Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, there's a
I thought
backstory to that one.
Yeah.
Did you order this before I told you the story? Oh my god!
I did it when you told me that story. That's why I said, "Oh, that's gonna be so fun for the podcast." And he was like, "What?" I was like, "I got you a little something."
I love those, dude. Oh my gosh.
That's awesome.
Dude,
yeah.
thank you
I was so
much,
glad
bro.
you told me that story. I was like, "Oh, this is great."
I'm wearing it upstairs. That is hilarious.
Dude, I'm
I
about to
appreciate
sweat. Yeah, for sure, dude.
That's awesome. Thanks, buddy.
Yeah.
Well, all right, guys. Well, Merry Christmas to
Merry
each
Christmas,
and
everybody.
every single one of y'all. We love y'all so much, and we are so happy to announce that we are at 74 subscribers. 74. Without y'all, we couldn't be doing this. Kind of we could, but we appreciate it.
Well, I was about to say we could be. We just wouldn't have as much interaction as we do now.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate every single one of y'all, and make sure to share this. Austin encourage y'all to share this podcast with somebody that needs a little boost of spiritual and a little boost of God in their lives. And we have the same questions that a lot of people have, and we're trying to find the answers, and we're just living the best life that we can with God in it. And that's the only way to do it, honestly, to me.
100%.
For me. Or anyways.
Yeah, one last thing, guys. Make sure at the end of every video we have a different outro now, as you may have seen. If you click on our profile picture, it'll take you straight to the subscribe button. Click the subscribe button. I show that 87% of you guys that watch our videos aren't subscribed. So if you would.
Did you say 87%?
87%.
That is insane.
Yeah, so if y'all would just do us a favor, click that subscribe button. It would help us out a lot. Also, our last podcast will be posted at the top right corner of the outro. If you haven't watched it yet, go give it a watch. And that's all I got.
All right, guys. We love you.
It's been real.
Been real.
See you guys.
See you.